Deputy Assistant Secretary at the U.S. Department of Homeland Security, and he joins me now live from Washington, D.C. Thank you so much for being with us on the program. So Kamala Harris has a lot on her plate. We do know that she's going to continue on the campaign trail, but how is she going to convince delegates to sign her on?
So what's already happened starting around noon today was that she made a number of telephone calls and outreach to party leaders, major donors, and others whose support she needs to try to make this a very quick campaign. She put out a message that was very carefully written to show that she intends this to be something that isn't expected, but that she has to earn the support of the Democratic Party faithful. So that process is actually underway, and it seems that although there may be one or two people who want to try to compete with her for it, I actually expect that the party will unite behind her before the end of the week. President Biden has a number of major substantive engagements. He has the Israeli prime minister here on Tuesday and Wednesday. So he has work to do as president, and he'll be president until January 20th. But already, Vice President Harris has ramped up a campaign into high gear. The big question open really is, who will she pick for her vice presidential running mate? There are some excellent choices, but we don't know at this point who they are.
Right. Gavin Newsom is one of the names that's been put forward before his endorsement as the potential candidate to run for the top job. But now we're hearing that he might be a potential person that could fill in that VP position.
Actually, I think it's more likely that it will be a Midwestern governor or one of the other states in what the Democrats have long called the blue wall. This is a group of states across the mid-Atlantic, including Michigan, Wisconsin, Pennsylvania, New Jersey, New York, and other states. So a governor of Pennsylvania, Josh Shapiro, Gretchen Whitmer of Michigan, Josh Beshear of Kentucky, all are more likely to be looked at because they might bring support from their respective states, especially Shapiro and Whitmer.
Right. And just talk to us a bit about how important this decision is going to be, because whoever they choose to fill in that position, the position of vice president, will essentially elevate the party to the next level in the race.
Yes, and it's clear, despite all of that happened over the last several weeks, that the election on November 5th is going to be very close. And there could be a few tens of thousands of votes in some of these key swing states that will decide which candidate gets the electoral votes of a state like Michigan or Wisconsin. It's hard to see the Democrats winning without Pennsylvania, for example. And so it really does look as though there will be a political calculation. This is one reason why President Trump chose Ohio Senator J.D. Vance, because he competes in those battleground states. And I actually expect that it's more likely that Vice President Harris will pick somebody who would appeal to those Midwestern and other key state voters.
We've heard from Democratic heavyweights such as Chuck Schumer and Obama comment on Biden's decision. However, they all did fall short of endorsing Kamala Harris in their released statements. Why do you think we haven't heard from them on who they want to see run for the top job?
I think many of them had pre-planned what they would say if President Biden decided to drop out. And I think they were waiting to see whether he would endorse Vice President Harris, whether Vice President Harris would set the right tone that she intends to earn the nomination. She actually has done that. And I actually believe we're likely to see a number of these major endorsements come over the next several days as the campaign tries to build up a sense of momentum that it is unifying the Democratic Party behind Vice President Harris. So I really do think it's only a matter of time before these major figures join her campaign.
Right, but there's also been a lot of speculation on whether or not Michelle Obama could be a potential candidate. What are your thoughts on that?
There's no way that could happen. The type of organization that's required to run for president is built around a number of key personalities. And Kamala Harris, along with Joe Biden, is what the Democrats had been building for. So it's much easier for Vice President Harris to step in. It's, to me, an obvious thing that no one can put together the kind of organization that's required to get the votes of the delegates in Chicago, which was a formality if the nominee was going to be Joe Biden, but now is something more than just a formality. And there's simply nobody else really who is in a position to put together the kind of support that it's going to take to get a majority of the delegates other than Vice President Harris.
All right, Thomas Warrick, thank you so much for being with us here on TRT World. I appreciate your time.
You're welcome.